Rights Advancement and Protection Alternative, RAPA, held a one-day roundtable inquiry session with the principal officers of the National Assembly on statute update of gender-responsive bill at the floor of National Assembly. The National Coordinator Grassroots Association of Nigeria, Lillian Tiosa, stated that the interactive session is aimed at finding out how long it will take the bills that are pending in the National Assembly, especially those that have to do with violence against children and women.
We came here to interact with the National Assembly staffs on the committees of the different bills that we have presented to the National Assembly. We want to find out why it has taken a very, very long time for one bill to be passed. The most important bills, we have about 12 bills that are pending in the National Assembly for passing. And the first bill that we are actually very, very pressing about it is the bill that concerns the women and children, the Violence Against Women and Children, the VAB Act. And we have understood that it has been presented for the first time and represented, and they are waiting for the different committee members who have actually presented the bills to be available in the National Assembly so that they can kickstart from there.
She further pleaded with the officers of the National Assembly that the National Assembly should fast-track the bills.
Yes, because we are interacting with them to find out the possible means and the fastest ways that we can fast-track these bills so that at least we can see one bill that will be passed for women. So at the end of this one-day interactive meeting, we are very sure that modalities will be reached and we will be maybe 3 steps ahead.
Ibrahim Nandin, program analyst of UN Women, said United Nations want to see everyone enjoy its right to dignity and respect and also stop all manner of violence.
The position is clear as UN. Ours is to see that every person, men, women, girls and boys, of course, and persons with disabilities and and other forms of factors that may warrant discrimination, enjoy their rights to dignity, to respect, and to be free from all forms of violence, whether gender-based or even all other forms of violence. So our position is clear, and we do not tolerate them even in our system.
Bature Musa, Deputy Director Appropriation Department, House of Representatives, said there are a lot of reasons why the bill have not been passed because it has to go through various processes before it has been passed to law and implemented.
There are a lot of reasons. One is that it's not the only bill that is before the National Assembly. Like you agree with me, there are a lot of bills pending in to be considered. And it also has to pass through a lot of processes. After the first reading, it will be referred to the committee that handles such bill. And it will also, at the committee level, it will also undergo a lot of processes. So it's not something that will just be presented today and you just get assented the next day. A chairman of a particular committee make presentation, sponsor a bill, and he happens to be in the opposition party, for instance. It may not speedily receive the acceptance on the floor. So that means those that are initiator of those bills have to do extra work. If it happens that the sponsor of that bill on the floor is an opposition member, as an opposition party member, not necessarily a PDP, can be an ABGA, or even in APC. So it depends on the acceptability by other members. So, but if it's from an opposition party, he or she needs to do extra work to make sure that that kind of bill is really given a speedy expression.
The Senior Executive Program and Project Coordinator of RAPA, Yemisi Nathaniel, said the bill will not only benefit women but also men, as it has to do with equality.
It's a gender equal opportunity bill. If we could get that passed, and when we say when it's passed, when it is assented, it's not implemented, that is another stage. First of all, pass and assent. Then we know we have a legal framework to work with. Then we will know how to climb when we get to implementation. But we want that law passed. If we have one of the issues, the beauty of the GEOB law is not talking to only women. It's talking to men, it's talking to boys. It's simply saying, let there be equality. So that's the one I know, and repeatedly it has been put down. So one of the reasons for this meeting is for the women rights organization, this disability group, youth, and other autonomous social groups that are women-led to understand what are the reasons for the pushbacks. How then can we strategically plan an advocacy engagement with most of these legislators, knowing fully well that whether we are working in Adamawa or Sokoto, they come back to their own places. So even our women rights organization, that's why you saw them online. They can engage with these people when they get back home. Elections is drawing near. They will go back to their constituencies. So we want everybody to understand. We want to raise an action plan as a result of this meeting on how to guide strategic advocacy. You know, we don't have the time now. This is politics period. So whatever we can garner from this meeting as information from those who are technocrats within the assembly, we're going to use it to form our own action plan for advocacy up till after election. We will just be, and even whatever we do now, we carry it forward after the election in 2030.
Gilbert Da Amaji, G24 TV International News.